Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to answer which stock is the better buy, Shopify or eBay. I'm going to look at 4 metrics to determine the answer, starting with revenue growth. So let's get right into it. Shopify, as you can see here, has been growing revenue much faster than eBay over the last several years, and this will likely remain true for the next several years. Most recently, Shopify grew revenue at 25%, while eBay only grew revenue at 1.09%. But here's why I don't mind eBay's relatively slow revenue growth. It's because look at eBay's operating profit margin over the trailing 12 months. 22.56% compared to negative 15.54% for Shopify. I don't mind companies growing slower if they're generating much more profitability. And I don't like companies growing faster if it's growing faster at the expense of profitability. So profits to me are important. They're vital. So I don't like when companies just spend money for the sake of growth. And I don't like when companies spend money for the sake of growth when that growth does not have the potential for lucrative profits in the long term. And that's precisely what Shopify did a couple of years ago when they decided to spend billions of dollars to get into the fulfillment, logistics, shipping, and handling business. Prior to that investment, they were more of an asset light business, which I like. Then they made that several billion-dollar investment into that area, and that significantly increased their cost structure. And you could see right here July 2021 when that started to hurt profitability, and they were doing an excellent job of growing their operating profit margins over the years, and then they made that decision, and then down went its operating profitability. And just a few months ago, management said, you know what, forget that idea. We're going to divest from that business. We're not going to do that anymore. But now that was just, a couple of years and several hundred millions of dollars that are likely wasted for shareholders. eBay, meanwhile, doesn't deal with any of that. It's just a platform that brings together buyers and sellers, and it takes a percentage off of each transaction for its revenue, and that's a very lucrative business model. And you could see that also in its cash flow from operations to sales. eBay at 25.27% most recently, Shopify at negative 0.19%, and eBay has had the advantage in this metric for several years. And finally, let's look at valuation. Shopify is trading at a forward price to earnings of 121.87 compared to eBay trading at a forward price to earnings of 10.58. Now, keep in mind with Shopify, you're going to get growth. You're going to get double-digit growth for several years more. With eBay, you're not going to get that. With eBay, you'll be lucky to get low single, mid single digit revenue growth from eBay. But what you are going to get from eBay that you may not get from Shopify for several years is cash flow and profitability. Strong cash flow and profitability. And for me, in the current environment, I prefer the strong cash flow and strong profitability. So if I had to pick between these two stocks to buy today, eBay would be my choice between these two. All right, but that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.